lovely emojis. I want to see emojis. I want to see beautiful emojis in the chat box. Just give me your favorite emoji. You can give it in multiples if you feel like sending 10, if you feel like sending 20, 5, whatever. Just send those emojis. Let's warm up the room. How about that? So let's see what we have in the chats. I'm expecting to see some emojis. And if I don't, then I'll feel like I was talking to myself. Yay, first emoji is in. Oh, I like that one too. I like that emoji because of the 2 hearts. You know, if our eyes could just form hearts, wouldn't that be lovely? We'll just be looking like love up and down. That's beautiful. Thank you. No more emojis. Only one person is hearing me. Yay, there we go. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yay, multiples. Wow, who's that generous person? Kabir is so generous. See, wow, Yakata. I like you, Kabir. Thank you. Thank you. That's like keep the change, you know. Amazing. Thank you so much. Amanda, thank you. Thank you so much for clapping. Yay, I like that one too. Those are some lovely emojis. Yay, who else? Who else is giving me emojis? Let me feel some love. Let me feel some presence. Let's warm up the room. Did I see another? I saw another. Who's that? Oh, Lawrence, thank you. I see your thumbs up. Thank you. Thumbs up to you too. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so now just to add a bit more flair and a bit more warmth to the room, as I've introduced myself, it's only fair, right, to get someone else to introduce themselves. So 1 or 2 people, someone who feels pumped, who feels energetic, excited, and is looking forward to getting great value from this meeting. How about you tell us who you are, where you're speaking from, and anything else you want us to know? How's that? Who will go first? And if you don't, I will simply call people up. Any volunteers? Going. Amanda, in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Okay, please tell us who you are. Tell us who you are, where you're speaking from. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Amanda Gbamo Ndobo.
Okay.
I am speaking from Monrovia, Liberia.
Wow.
And I am so passionate about empowering the community to be able to get involved in issues that affect them as a social and behavior change professional. I care about that so much, and that is what I put all of my energy and my time in. I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time on a platform, although I've received a lot of invitations, but as we all know, the world is not perfect. Sometimes things can make the time. But I'm very glad that today I'm able to be here. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Wow. We're glad to have you here. And imagine from Monrovia, isn't that wonderful that we can all meet from different locations all over the world because of the beauty of technology. Thank you. Thank you for joining this room. And I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value from doing so. What time is it where you are, Amanda? What time is it now in Monrovia?
It's 5 minutes after 6 p.m.
Okay. Okay. So that's cool. So we'll tell you what 7 o'clock is like because we got there before you. How's that? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Great to have you here. Okay. So who's next? Okay, let's go with Damu. Damu was the first to join this meeting today. So Damu, okay, you're going to be the last to introduce yourself because meet and greet time has run out. But Damu, please go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening all.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in this group. My name is, I'm speaking from Abuja.
Okay.
I work with the WHO.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So those are the people that are keeping us healthy. Welcome. Good to have you here. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining in. This promises to be a very, very value-packed meeting. And so I'm very happy to have you here. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and introduce to you the convener of this amazing program, and his name is Abdul Karim Adeza Abdul Karim. Abdul Hakim Adeza Abdul Karim. He's the founder and creative director of African Guru Academy. He's the convener of the Skills to Gold platform. He's a public health professional, a certified business coach and mentor. He's a trainer with a focus on business branding and skill monetization. How many people here would love to monetize their skills, to be able to not just know how to do something, but to get paid for it? If you want to do that, you want to improve that, or you want to even start that, he's your go-to person. He believes that you should be able to earn from whatever you enjoy doing and are good at. How many of you believe that too? If you do, let's give him a round of applause as we welcome him to go ahead and take the stage. Are you here, Mr. Adeza Abdul Karim?
All right, good evening.
Awesome, welcome.
Please confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much for joining in, and good evening once again. I see beautiful people. Lawrence, Amanda, Damu, Fatima, Buki, my very own leader, all the way. Thank you very much for joining in. Skills to Gold. I don't know how many we are at right now, but we just keep going. The mantra is, let's do more. In the world we live in, we say it's good to network, to meet people, to grow that contact. I know people that have the contact of sitting senators on their phone. I know people that have the contact of well-influential people, wealthy people. And some way, somehow, it's just contact. It's just a number on your phone. It's really not adding value to you. So networking isn't just about growing the numbers, but having those numbers, having those contacts, having those people do something for you that converts to something of value for yourself. Having said this, we have someone fantastic that is going to elaborate on the theme for this meeting. Skills to Gold, for the benefit of people that's just joining us for the first time. Skills to Gold, it's about developing something, a legacy out of your ikigai, that thing that gives you genuine love, that thing that you're passionate about. What if it builds a legacy for you? A business legacy that is enough for you to fit all your financial needs. It's only natural that you do more. So let's keep doing more. I welcome you once again. I am also here to learn. It's a learning process. And with this, I thank you, and I look forward to connecting and networking with every one of you. Back to you, the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you for sharing just a glimpse, just a tip of the iceberg, just a bit of the big vision and the big dream that you have. And you know, it's really beautiful to know that every big thing starts with a dream, starts with a vision. Somebody has an idea, and it's just an idea, but it can be something so big. All right, so we're moving into the next segment, which is the breakout session. Now you'd be wondering, breakout, what is breaking out and where are we breaking out to? Don't panic. We're just going into different rooms to network. You know, if we're physically in a room, we would be physically meeting with other people, 1 or 2 or 3 other people, get to know what they do, etc. It will be nicely coordinated as you are assigned to your different rooms. And we'll just be there for a few minutes, and then we'll be back here once again. So please go ahead to your breakout rooms, and we will be back right after that segment. Okay.
Who is selling his skills or her skills to just one customer, your employer? So if you are in paid employment, you are also in business because you're trading your skills, you're trading your knowledge, you're trading your experience for salary, for money. Just that you're trading with just one person, your employer. But if you are a coach or you are a business person, you have products or services that you sell, then you have multiple customers. But the bottom line is everyone is in business. And that means every one of us is an entrepreneur. So that's the foundation I want to lay. In case you are in this room this evening and you're saying, well, me, I'm not selling anything. I'm working for a company. Now you know that you are selling something. You are selling your skills. So the next thing I want to talk is every day we meet people. Some of these people are so powerful. Some of them not so powerful. But every day we do meet people. And some of these people that we meet can change the game for us. They can be the network that we need for our service to go viral, for our product to go viral. How do we do with this network? So I want to start with one of the, will I call it a fallacy in the world of networking? They will say, meet people, collect number. It is true, but it is not the complete truth. So it's 40% of the truth. And what do I mean by that? When we go to events, we meet people and we are quick to bring out our phones and take numbers from these people, which is a good first step. But the second step will be, after collecting that number, while you are at that event, you have to have added value to that person. What do I mean by adding value to that person? So I sit near, let me look at a name in the chat so that I'm talking to us. I sit near Millicent in a meeting. And I say, hi, Millicent, my name is Faith. I'm a coach. I do this, I do that. And she gives me a number and we exchange number and we go. And that number stays in my phone and nothing comes out most likely from that conversation. Because if Millicent is to be at home and she's thinking of coaches, my name might not come. Even though I'd introduced myself as a coach, she had not experienced me. There's nothing about our network, our meeting that had touched her, rang a bell, sat with her, that will make her want to call me later. So I say to people, why it's good to attend network events, while it's good to collect people's phone number, email addresses, and even social media addresses nowadays, like we are doing right now, it is much more important that you make the very first good impression. So I'll do a role play here. I sit by Millicent and I say, hi, Millicent, how are you? How are you doing? I'm so happy to be in this event. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot. And she shares her part. And I'm like, oh, Millicent, what do you do? Most times, we don't ask people what they do. We don't want to know who they are. We came in with our soft copy of our profile in our head. We just want to download that soft copy, pour it on Millicent and go, and expect that Millicent will remember that we have given her a digital copy of our profile and that whenever she needs those kind of things, she will call us. No. You have to have conversation with Millicent. So today I was at a training early this morning. I went to train for an organization, and I'll tell you how I got that job. So sometimes 2 years ago, we were at an event when somebody introduced me to this person and said, oh, this guy does this. And I was like, oh, hi, how are you? And we registered, we exchanged numbers, and we left. The next day I was like, oh, I sent him a message to say, it was really nice meeting you at that event. Our conversation was so rich. I actually learned a lot from our conversation yesterday. This thing that you said resonated with me, and I've thought over it. And from there, the person said, oh, really? I also took note of what you said. You see, we are going somewhere with our conversation. And after a few minutes, I was like, okay, bye. How are you doing? And a week later, he had something posted on his status, and I like, oh, I made a comment on it. He said, hi, long time, how have you been? We gisted and we left it at that. Fast forward into 1 year after meeting him, one day he chatted me and said, hi, I remember when we had a conversation, you talked about something like this. Is that what you do? And I said, yes. Oh, I need somebody to come and do it for me. Can you do it? But unfortunately, that period, I was actually out of the country. So I had to decline. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not around for this and this. Oh, I wish I was there for you and that. And we didn't get to meet again. Fast forward to last month, I got a text message from this person to say, hi, are you available to do this? I know I wanted to do this with you last year, and you were not available. And I am more than available. I am available. And he started laughing. I said, I'm not Davido. I am very available. And that was an icebreaker. We picked up from where we stopped, and I got to execute the job today. That is one of the jobs. Also, last month, someone reached out to me that I met 3 years ago, and she was working for an organization that time. And I had gone to conduct a training for that organization in Uyo, Akwa Ibom. And fast forward to 2024, she now works for a different organization here in Abuja. And they are planning to have a retreat, something like I did for them 3 years ago. And she was like, I know somebody that did this for my organization, and the impact was something else. I still remember this and this that she said, and I still live by it. And she was pushing, and she scrolled through the phone and sent me a message. Hi, my name is this. I know you will not remember me, but I was at this place, and this. And I want you to send in a proposal for this. My company is organizing this, and I've said you can do it, though there are other people, but I know if they see your proposal, it might make a difference. And I sent in a proposal, and that job, I have it locked. What am I saying? All these people are meeting at events, but I was not pouring on them what I'm doing. I was more interested in who they are and what they are doing. So when you are interested in people, people become interested in you. People get tired of people who just want to pour on them. And that's one of the first mistake people make with networking. When they come in contact, especially when they go to high power events and they now start meeting people like Ni Adesanya, they start meeting somebody like Showore and all that. They just want to give their card and say hi. And they just want to talk about themselves, what they do. I teach, I train, I do this. And the person was like, this one is a lynch. He's just looking for where to hang on. And he will be laughing and talking. As soon as the person is walking out of there, your complimentary card is going to the dustbin. And you'll be surprised that your number will be put on do not disturb. So even though you are sending WhatsApp messages and all that, the person is not seeing it. You don't want that when you contact people. You want to make a good impression, and you want to leverage on this like and trust. So people will not know you if you're not willing to know them. So that's my first point. I want us to know. Be genuinely interested in people when you meet them. Don't get them interested in you. Pick an interest in them and say, hi, Felicia, what do you do? And Felicia tell you, oh, I do this. And I say, wow, that sounds like a whole lot. It must be interesting. I've never heard of this, or I've heard about it, but I don't know much about it. Can you tell me in details? And Felicia is happy to talk about it. Say, wow, you're a strong woman, to be able to do this. You are interested in that person. If you send Felicia a message tomorrow, Felicia will remember you, because she will remember that I did converse with this person. I spent quite 30, 40 minutes having conversation with this person. We kicked it off. We bonded. Felicia will remember details of your conversation. But if you just come to Felicia and you are pouring on Felicia, Felicia will leave there, man, all these people that are looking for the quick bus to the next bus stop. So when we network, we want to be careful of that so that our contacts can become contracts. The second thing I want to talk about that has worked for me is relationship. And when I was looking at the name or the title for today is contracts, contact to contracts. And the words are so similar that you can actually pronounce them as the same if you don't pay close attention. That the difference is just one letter, letter R. And R stands for relationship. People need to experience you before they can do business with you. And so when you meet somebody, do not be in a hurry to sell. Be in a hurry to create a bond, create an experience for them, an experience that they will take along, an experience that they will remember. And so that relationship is very, very important. And that's where I want to dwell now. Everything about business is personal. You know, I hear some people, they will say, please, I don't mix business with pleasure. Hello, excuse me, what planet are you living in? The people you want to do business with, are they not human beings? They are human beings. So business is personal. There is no, I don't mix business with pleasure. If you don't mix business with pleasure, then you are not doing business. And I want to show you that this thing I'm telling you is not my own concept. It's actually a proven research concept. Look at Dangote. Dangote is friends with Otedola. They are doing business, but they are also doing pleasure together. Dangote, Elumelu, is also a business person. And they do some business together too at one point or the other. But they are friends. If Elumelu is having a party, Dangote will be there. Otedola will be there. If Otedola is having, these people will be there. So business is personal. When people know you, when people like you, they can trust you and they can do business with you. So when you are meeting people, you are conscious that they want to do business with people that have integrity, people that they can trust, people whose yea is yea and no is nay. And you want to be ensuring that that is what you're doing. Now, I need to put like a disclaimer or a caveat to this. You see that school of thought that say fake it until you belong. I do not believe in fake it until you become. However, I believe in holding the vision until you arrive at the vision. They are two different things. So holding the vision is you're authentic. I'm authentic. I know that I'm a speaker and I know that I'm a trainer and I'm a coach. Am I at the level of Niyi Adesanya right now? No, but I know I will get there. That's my vision. I'm holding it. And because I hold that vision, I do every business I do with integrity. I do every business I do with authenticity. You must feel me as a person. And I put interest inside that business so that as you go along, as I build and I become something tomorrow, the ladder, the path I follow will be a clear path. And somebody can go back and actually follow the dots and see that this thing is like this. But when you are faking it until you belong, you are most likely going to live a fake life. You are going to believe that you can rent a car, a Rolls Royce, and drive it to an event because that is the impression you want to make. You are going to believe that you can borrow money and buy a bag because you want to carry that bag to make an impression. That's faking it until you belong. No, do not fake. Rather, hold your vision, be authentic as you relate with people. It is very important because somebody will remember that. I did another business recently also. And I remember that when I was at that place training and we were eating, my meat fell down on the floor. You know, after training, there's lunch break, there's tea break when you're having a training for an organization. And my meat fell down the floor. And I said, Kai, I no go gree. I cannot miss this meat. And everybody just busted laughing in the hall. These are top guys. And they're like, madam, you are the consultant. I say, consultant get belle where food they enter. Consultants have taste board. This chicken, no. Please let them call them. They must give me. So somebody gave me. Do you know that somebody in that room contacted me to go to another place to train? And he said he remembered that among all the trainers that came that day, All of them were working as if they came from the moon. They don't use the restroom. They were doing all posh, but that I was so down to earth. And because of that, he was able to tune into what I say. And he's able to recommend to somebody in another organization to say, you people should carry this person. You will not regret it again. I'm moving my contacts to contracts. And I'm doing it by being authentic. I am doing it by creating an experience for these people. I am doing it by building relationship, knowing that every business I transact is a human being, so it is personal. So that's another thing I want us to take in mind as we go. And one of the greatest skills that you need to build as you want to convert your contacts to contracts will be your interpersonal skills. What do I mean by interpersonal? Your ability to relate with people, your ability to have good conversation with people, your ability to be sincere, to just give out good vibe so that you can have good connection with people. So I walk into one room and I was one of the trainers. And for some reason, when people see my headshot on flyers, they assume that I am one tall, big woman. And when I walk into the room, I'm this short, plumpy girl that just comes in. So as I came in, the usher said, ma, please sit down here. And I sat down there. And the trainer was like, the event is about to start. We have not seen you. All the trainers are seated in front. And I said, don't go on. Don't worry. Start the training. I'm somewhere inside this hall. When you call my name, you will see me. And when they called my name, I came from the back to the front. And the lady was like, why did you sit there after the training? I was like, your usher gave me there. The whole ushers, they got there. Ma, you should have told us you are the trainer. You should have, you know, and that for me was something else because I was being myself. I was authentic. This is who I am. I will not go fighting for a space. If I have a seat in the room, I will sit. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the front row. And the organizer went on the podium and said, one of our speakers, the speaker that just left now, actually came in way before time. I looked at the agenda and I saw, but the ushers didn't know she was the speaker and they told her to sit at the back. And I admire you, man, was praising me. And because of that, from that statement alone, that's being myself alone in that room, a lot of people wanted to have my number. A lot of people wanted to know how, when they read my profile, how someone with this kind of profile will have this kind of personality. And for that alone, someone said, I need to carry you to my organization so that I'm the head of HR. Just do me a proposal. You need to come speak so that all these directors in my organization can understand that it is beyond director. That's contacts becoming contracts again. So your interpersonal skill is critical. If you don't know, please build one. And if there's a place I know you can build it, it's Toastmasters International. This is the second time today I'm saying it in a training. Go there and build that skill where you learn how to say it and carry yourself the way you truly are. So I've talked about how many things now that we need to have as we move from contact to contract. Can somebody drop them in the chat box? Let me see that we are following. The first thing, what did I say? The second thing, what did I say? Can somebody drop them for us in the chat box? So the truth about moving from just having contacts in your phone to making them give you contracts and engage you and give you opportunity is that you need to understand that this thing is a science and it is an art. The science part is that authenticity, which is your behavior, is important. If you do not have good behavior, if you don't understand social behavior in public and at events, you will not be able to create a good experience for somebody else. You will not be able to leave a memorable impression with somebody else. You will not be able to make that person so comfortable that the person will be relaxing beside you as if they have known you for a long time. So that is the science, understanding behavior. The art of it is where you talk about your interpersonal skill. Skills are things that nobody is born with. You have to learn it. So you have to learn how to talk. You have to learn how to carry yourself. You have to learn how to do these things. And that is where the art comes in and the science comes in. The science is in behavior, creating experience for people, making people feel at home for you, giving them good vibes and good impression, and creating a memorable experience for them. That's the science. The art is having interpersonal skills, understanding social communication, social etiquettes when you are in gathering, and knowing how you can reach out. Somebody you just met at a meeting that is a big guy, and because he sat near you and gisted with you, the next day you carry your phone and say, hello, hi, excuse me, who is your mate? The person will just look at you and say, excuse me, who is this? And not even respond, and we will just lose that. So you need to know, good afternoon, ma, good afternoon, sir. My name is this and this. We sat together at this event yesterday. I just want to say thank you for being a good seat companion. I learned a lot from you. This word you said yesterday has been ringing a bell in my head. And the person will say, oh, thank you, I remember you now. But you see, you were respectful in your communication. So you need that as you want to convert your contacts to contracts. Another thing, it's very obvious, and a lot of us do is, most of our contacts are on our phones. And on our phones, and they are also on our WhatsApp. And many of us on our WhatsApp status, we post nonsense. We post rubbish. Everything you see on the internet will find their way on your status. Your status is your profile. Your WhatsApp status is your mobile profile. It is your bio. The people in your contact are seeing what you're posting and they are saying, really? So this woman here like this. See the thing where they do. This man is like this. Sorry, if you're not Nigeria, yeah means this person. What's the word, Sef? I'm not Yoruba, but I picked that along the way. As in, you're posting horrible things that they're not projecting you well. And if you want to capture your contact, we have perception. So when you see something on the internet and you pick it up and you post it on your status, you can also give your perception about that thing. You can say, hello guys, or hello everyone. I saw this on social media. Why this is saying this? This is actually my perception about this thing. I actually think that you don't have to fake it to make it, but you can have a vision and hold your vision. Keep it in sight. As you work towards that vision, building through authenticity, you will arrive there. This is my personal view. My dear contact people, what do you think? My WhatsApp friends, what do you think? And somebody on your contact might just be going through status and see it and say, wow, I like this unique idea. After noticing that you have unique perspective, after 1, 2, 3 times, the person might even comment and say hi. And I'll tell you how that has worked for me. There was, in 2002, I went to conduct a training for USAID, and by the time I was done, I took quite a lot of people wanted my contact, but after months, we didn't have communication. I'm sure they can't even remember where they met me or where I met them. But I was posting on self-sabotage for 1 week. On that Monday, I said, this week I want to share my thoughts about what self-sabotage is. And I posted quite a few things I've seen on the internet and said, these are a few thoughts I've seen on the internet. And tomorrow I'll be sharing my thoughts. For this, I posted 5 different thoughts about self-sabotage. And I said, for every day this week, I will treat one of these thoughts. And I just dropped it there. Nobody said anything on my phone. I did, but I know that people read it and didn't comment. The next day, I picked the first one and I said, self-sabotage is when you are afraid of failing or you are not sure if you can succeed. And because you're unwilling to take the risk, you decided that it is not a worthy venture. You now abort it. You don't go ahead with it. You have sabotaged your success without knowing it. And I wrote that and I put that for day 1. Day 2, I took another thought and I wrote about it. Day 3, this woman contacted and said, thank you, ma'am. I was on an idea and I've been procrastinating, putting it aside. I'm sabotaging myself. Today, I executed it. And guess what? She took a screenshot of her boss's response and said this. And 2 weeks later, she said, Ma, we are organizing a team development. We're having a retreat and we want to do team bonding. I took out time today to read your profile and I see that that's one of your specialty. Can you please come and do it for us? I know you bring your unique perspective to it. So you see how my contact on my phone has gone to contract for me. So your WhatsApp status is your digital profile. Please don't mess with it. If you will not put oil, water, soup, and nonsense on your physical and resume, physical CV, and send it to an employer, don't do that to your status. If you don't have anything to post, leave it blank. At least they will say this woman is not talking, than she talks nonsense or she makes sense, doesn't make sense. So that's what. So in conclusion, what will I say? I would like to conclude by saying that moving from contact to contract is not a linear process. So it's not just that I went to an event, I collected phone number and this. It's not just that somebody befriended me on social media is this. And for those of us that engage on social media, please don't go to somebody's post and just write nonsense. If you don't have anything to write, please do not write. But if you want to engage and the person has said something, you can say, well, I see your perspective on this. I've always thought about this like this. That's my own perspective. And I know there are so many perspectives out there, but I just want to give my own. Somebody reading it will say, wow, I like this person's thought process. I like the logic behind this explanation. So when you are, make sure you know what you're doing. It's not a linear process. It's not a straight line. There are a lot of curves around it. But in all, be authentic, ensure that you're adding value. When you meet people, do not rush and go and meet them and be pouring out your CV to them. Get to know them. Show interest in who they are and what they do. Create a memorable experience for them so that they can, when your name comes up, they can recall that experience and come to you. And lastly, like I said, if you don't have interpersonal skill, please go and get one. Go and get it. And the easiest place I know you can get it and practice it for free is Toastmasters International. Please go there. And what will I say in closing? I will say timely follow-up. This is very key. If you go to an event and you meet 3 people and have good conversations with them, the very next day, do a chat to them on WhatsApp, if they give you your WhatsApp number or email, and say, hi, or hello, sir, or hello, ma. It was nice meeting you yesterday. I enjoyed our time. You made that event memorable for me. From our conversation yesterday, I took out 1, 2, 3. Thank you, thank you, thank you for adding value to me. That follow-up alone means that you have opened the pipeline for communication. You are taking it from that event now to personal space where the person will say, oh, all the pleasure is mine, anytime, any day, and say, oh, then maybe next week, if you see something interesting in a person's profile, say, wow, I love this ma, I love that ma. The person will begin to pick interest in you. And before you know it, the person will reach out to you. So I want to say thank you, everyone, for listening to me. I hope I have been able to share some perspective that can help us as we move from our contacts to contracts. Thank you. Madam Moderator, I hand over to you.
Wow, I am blown away. How many people got amazing value today from this short but so profound, rich teaching that we got? I don't know whether to call it teaching, masterclass, lecture, course, all rolled up in one. Amazing. Amazing. Yes, I'm sure you can see all the responses. This is really, really educational, really valuable, really insightful. Yes, I see you, Khalil. I see your feedback. Really amazing. So why don't we put some comments in the chat on how we perceived this class, how we perceived the value that we received. Put your comments, put one word that sums up how you feel about what you've learned. Yes, somebody says, thank God I didn't miss it. Yes, Albert Udo, thank God I didn't miss it. Temitope says it's awesome. Khalil says educative and insightful. Very impactful, Millicent Chidera says. Yes, resonates. It resonates with Fatima Ibrahim. It is empowering. The African Guru says empowering. It's so, so rich and powerful. Thank you so much. Now, we're not going to let you go without, okay? Yes, yes. Amina Adamu, even though she joined late, says she got value beyond her expectation. And Priscilla and Emena says it was mind-blowing. All these words put together are not enough to capture all the value, the inestimable value, Fadila describes it as, of what we got today. But you see, it's not just what we've heard, it's what we do with it that's going to make the difference. Okay, so I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Now, before we proceed, I am posting right now the feedback form for each of us to please engage.
Forms.
So right now there's a
LWN6YHEPXDJCNP8.
I'm sorry. So, okay. Yeah, there's a feedback form that's in the chat. So you can just click on that and fill in the information, simple questions to answer there. Okay, so that we get feedback, because we want to continue to improve the quality of what we are delivering. Okay, lots of impact, lots of value, yes, but we want to get better and better. So please, it is with your feedback. In Toastmasters, since it's been mentioned here over and over again, we say feedback is the food of champions. It's the reason why people excel. It's because they get feedback and they improve on it, they work on it, okay? So please help us, do us that favor and fill the form. So right now, we're going to be taking questions. This is a question and answer session. I'm sure there are lots of questions in people's minds. You want to know, what is it that I can do differently? How can I go about this? I have trouble with this. Maybe I'm shy. I don't know how to even open my mouth to meet with somebody and get their number, much less follow up with them later on. What is that question that's on your mind? You want to ask a question relating to what you've heard today, how to apply what you've heard today, something that you don't agree with, something that you want clarity on, whatever it is, it's time for questions. If you want to speak up, raise your hand, so we'll call you in the order, well, in some order. Or alternatively, you can just type your questions and put them in the chat box, and we'll address each one of them in this segment. Okay, so it's time for questions and answers. I already have one hand up, so I'm going to ask Irade to go ahead and unmute. Please go ahead and ask your question. Good evening.
Thank you very much, our delectable moderator, and our very, very, in fact, I don't have words for it, but let me just say amazing, our amazing facilitator for this evening. It was a very educative session. I have a question though. I was quite interested in that part where you said you shouldn't just just load everything on your networking partner. Let me put it that way. You're in a networking session, don't just unload your CV on the person. Rather, show interest. So how do you manage a situation where it's so the person, maybe the person you're networking with, in trying to show interest, now goes the other way? Do you understand? Goes to the other extreme, and is asking all sorts of questions. How do you manage that as the recipient of that sort of attention? How do you manage that? Thank you.
Okay, so for me, I get comments all the time that, when I go out to event and somebody see me, the first thing especially when you network with men. So I want to say, somebody will say, "Oh, you look so nice. Can we hang out this evening?" "Oh, so this is a nice gesture. Thank you for it." But no, after this session, I just want to go to my room and have some really nice chat with my husband and talk to my kids. I've left them for quite some while. That's if I'm off around. And sometimes when somebody push, sometimes people can actually push, and if they come direct, you can say, well, I want to pretend I didn't hear that comment, so I will just ignore that. To the subject at hand, we're actually saying this, you know, you can actually push it, because most times people come into those sessions with those intentions in their mind. And they maybe by sitting with you, they're admiring you, they can't help themselves. And is now networking session is a time to start, you know, putting in inappropriate comments in the conversation to be suggestive. And if you go with it, it means that, oh, she can be my kind, or he can be my kind. And so they keep pushing. But by the time the conversation go and you said, excuse me, I didn't get that. What did you say? It's not that you didn't hear, but that is calling, it's a polite way to say, what are you saying? So the person will like understand that, no, nothing really. Then you have thrown that away. You know, that's part of the interpersonal communication skills we're talking about. And if the person dares to be very, very direct, you can directly say, I'm sorry, I don't do that. That's not who I am. But if you want to talk about this and this issue, I'm open to have those kind of conversations with you. So for some people, they're not so direct. You can also use your communication, your language to push them aside. But if they're very direct, you also have to politely, directly tell them, I do not talk about this, but I'm open to talking about leadership, communication, or whatever the event is. Thank you. I don't know if that answers your question.
Perfectly. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Amazing, very valuable feedback and very valuable answers. For those of us who are female here, I'm sure you can put that to use in so many different ways. Okay, let's have Queen Wachuku. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you so very much, Madam Faith. I've been one of your diehard fans. So
thank you.
It's been an amazing section. And also thank you to Guru Academy for putting this together, the idea. Thank you so much. So I'll dive right straight into my question.
Okay,
you said something about being authentic. You said you don't believe in faking it until you make it, but rather be authentic and stay true to your vision. I hope I quoted that right. So now my question is, how do you manage that? I am in Nigeria and in Abuja, to be precise. So for those of us who are in Abuja, we understand that Abuja is a place where people tend to address you, or they tend to judge you by how you appear. They look at you by the kind of car you drive. You know, they assess you with the kind of car you drive. I've been to a place where I'm looking for a deal, and I didn't drive that day. I was not let in. They didn't let me in. I came back the next time driving, and then they just gave me as an express entry. So now my question is, in a city like this, where you have to look a certain way to meet certain people, you need to drive a certain kind of car to be in a certain kind of gathering. How do you really manage how do you subdue the temptation to want to fake it? Because you know, okay, there are possibilities to get something in this place, and you have to look a certain way to get there, and you are not there at the moment. How do you really manage that temptation of not, wanting to fake it in order for you to get into where you want to get to and get what you want to get? That's one. Then the second question is,
let's take one question per head, and then if we can go around, then we'll do it again. How's that? Because the
second question is kind of linked somehow. It's just linked. Yeah. So it's she also said something about being humble, and an event where she went to and she said her chicken fell down and all that and all. So what's the difference between being humble and doing eye service?
Okay, thank you, Queen. That's a whole lot of questions, but I will try and answer them. So, of course, there are some places that most of the people that cause this problem for us in Abuja, I would say, are the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers at events, the gatekeepers in churches. So in my church, for example, I've experienced that We have a parking lot, and my husband drives a saloon, and I drive a Jeep. And every time we go in his car, the gatekeepers will just say, go and park there. But every time we drive in my car, they will park me at a certain place. That's the gatekeeper's mentality. Don't forget that the gatekeeper is not you. The gatekeepers most times are not even as educated as you are. Their understanding of value, of wealth, of a rich man is because if you go to a rich man's house and the gate man is sizing you up and say, no, my oga no dey around, he feels that for the caliber of person that his oga is, how can he be relating with you that you're working on your fruit? And if you now call the oga will say, can you let my friend in? And they can't marry the two. So I'm not going to let one person's ignorance make me begin to live my life on a show. Yes, there might be some places where if I'm not riding a car, I might not be able to go in. You maybe like the villa, it will be difficult for you to just drive, just walk in, and somebody will they will just open the gate for you to go in. At that period, I can hire a vehicle, an Uber, a good one, to drive me in and come back. But I'm not going to say because of that experience, I want to start living a fake life. Go and borrow money and buy a car I cannot afford, that in the next 4 or 5 years I cannot pay, and start. Because if you start that way, you most likely will not even get to where you're going to. That is one. That's the way I approach and see that. The second one about being humble and eye service is you are putting pressure. You are trying to make an appearance. Being humble is a personality, is who you are. You tell yourself that whatever I have is God has given it to me. So that I have and someone doesn't have doesn't mean that I'm better than that person. So I am respecting that person for his or her humanity, the God in that person, the spirit in that person that I also have, and you are respectful to that person. But eye service means that because somebody is there that I know matters to me and I need something for, I have to respect this person because of this person. And if that person is not in that equation, you will not respect that person. So that's the easiest, or the easiest way I can differentiate it for you. So for every time you have to pretend to do something to please somebody, that's when you are saying you're doing eye service. But if that is who you are, whether that person is there or not, I will respect you. That's being humble.
Okay. Yeah.
Has your question been answered?
Very well. Very well, you have. Thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And thank you, our facilitator, for today. Amazing responses to those questions and additional value, obviously, to all the beautiful nuggets that we've picked from everything that we've heard today. All right, it would be lovely to keep going. Honestly, I'm sure we can. If we were given another 2 hours, we would still just keep going because there's so much value in this class, and it's very practical, right? Very, very real, very easy to relate to and easy to apply. So I think we should just quickly, for those who haven't yet filled the feedback forms, can we do in another 2 minutes? We're already behind time, but if you can just fill that quickly, very easy to fill. How many people have filled the form? If you have, can you indicate maybe by raising your hand? How many people have filled the feedback form? How many people don't know where the feedback form is? Okay,
I don't know where it is.
Me, I don't know.
Okay, it's in the chat. So if you go to the chat, I'm going to post it yet again. Okay, there it is. It's been posted again, and it says feedback. African Guru Academy just reposted it. It says feedback. Please just click that link. It will take you straight to a Google form with very simple questions. Let me see how many questions are there. There are just a few questions. You just answer them, boom, 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 and you're done. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's say 8 questions. including your name. So your name is not really a question, right? So there are 8 slots to just fill quickly. And so while we're filling, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you, everyone who showed up for this class. We would not have been able to have as much value if you were not here. If the speaker was here and there was no one to listen, we would not have the value we have. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Wachuku. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Buki. I like your spelling of Buki. It stands out. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, Albert Udo. Thank you, TM Ibrahim. Thank you, Grace. So amazing. Not just Grace, but Grace. So amazing. I like that. Thank you, Priscilla Anemana. Thank you, Amina Adamu. Thank you, Millicent. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Damu. Damu was in my room. Now, Damu, I know you. You see, I feel like I know you. That's why it's good to network. Thank you, Pace Setters Leadership. And everything just rearranged. So I'm not sure what happened, but thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Yorade. Thank you, Temi Tope. And thank you, Adekunle and Halima. I hope I mentioned everybody. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Okay, I want to believe that now we have all filled the form. So I especially want to thank our facilitator. Thank you, Faith Iyahen, for the beautiful class, for making it so relatable, for just pouring out your heart in ways that we can all understand. I don't think there's anybody here who was confused or who did not understand what was taught. Amazing, amazing. I want to say a big thank you. And thank you to African Guru Academy for making this all happen. It would not have happened if it was not convened. Thank you so much, the convener. Thank you, everybody. Uh-oh. Halima is asking what the form is about.
I think she said she just joined.
Okay. Halima, I'm glad that you joined in, okay? So now you know that we had an amazing class. Thankfully, it was recorded, so hopefully you'd be able to get to listen on the replay. So if you just reach out to African Guru Academy, you can see he just posted, you can reach out to the organization, African Guru Academy. You can just click on that link.
Okay, how can I reach? Is it on Instagram or?
Okay, yes, that's another option. You can follow on Instagram, but you see right now, if you just chat up African Guru in the chat box right now, the last person that posted in the chat box.
I think they're on YouTube and it will be posted on YouTube. I think so.
Okay.
All right. African Guru on Instagram, just check on him and ask for replay. He will direct you.
Okay, is that okay? Thank you, Halima. Thank you for joining us. All right, everybody. So at this point, we have reached our destination, and this is where we disembark from the plane. Flight, the Boeing 777X, that's the latest one, has arrived the destination. And we end this meeting by saying our goodbyes. So 30 seconds. Bye. Everybody can unmute and say goodbye.